Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Sin City TV. Come watch TV with me. As a day one Donna stan, watching episode 6, the saxophones just kept getting louder. All I heard for the whole episode were saxophones getting louder. Hey y'all, welcome back to Sin City TV. Get on in here and come watch TV with me. Today we will be discussing from season 4, episode 6, titled The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. Child, when I tell y'all this episode turned me every which way but loose, as a Donna stan, let's get into it. So let's start at the top. Let's talk about the beginning of the episode. Like I've been saying from the beginning of this season, the impending doom is ever so present in every episode. Okay? Every episode, I feel the darkness, okay? And I feel like the whole knowledge comes at a cost thing. It's really starting to become ever so real. And I'm sick and tired of hearing people say, we're not seeing any monsters. There's been no monsters this season. I want to see some of the monsters. Y'all was saying y'all wanted answers. Y'all wanted a conclusion to this story. That's what we're getting. Everything is starting to come together in every episode. More and more and more and more. Things are starting to come together and making sense. Okay, and one of the things that really stood out to me in this episode was from what happened in episode 5 at the end when Jade was buried in his trip, correlating that to maybe the bones of the children being buried underneath the tunnels and that having some type of connection to this curse. And I think Jade is on to something. Jade saying that, certain cultures hold the bones of their deceased to a certain reverence. It makes so much sense, especially because the little boy in white kept telling Tabitha, you got to save the kids, you got to save the kids. Maybe it wasn't a literal statement of saving the children, but maybe it was resurrecting their bones or doing something to break this curse that has to do with the kids. The kids were on those slabs of stone and their blood was spilled on the stones. Maybe their bones do hold a major key to breaking this curse. Maybe they could go home, okay? Maybe they could, but I still fear a massacre is afoot. I do not think we are getting out of this unscathed. I don't. I love this show because the storytelling is so beautiful. That's why, like, a lot of the times when I see people complaining, I'm like, y'all are not watching the show with any depth. Because if you're paying attention, and I've always been like that, like watching TV from a lens of storytelling and not just what's being thrown in front of me. I pay attention to everything. So what I loved was when Jay first was telling Boyd about his theory about the bones and the tunnels and a way to break this curse. Boy wasn't fucking with it. Boy was like, you want me to put people in danger because knowledge comes at a cost. Like, this town keep trying to tell us we pushing. And if we find these answers, people die. Boyd wasn't willing to take that risk until he got that close to losing Donna to something that was not of the town. That is what, I love stories so much because that is so powerful. And that kind of pissed me off too. Watching it as a Donna stan, I was like, I know y'all not finna take my girl out with a heart attack. All the things in this town that could kill my girl and y'all gonna take her out of natural causes? I was pissed. But for the totality of the story and what's happening, it made perfect sense because it woke Boyd up. It lit a fire under Boyd, like we forgetting that we're still humans. We can die of other things. I gotta get these people out of here. The reality of him losing Donna to natural causes, I think woke him up and was like, you know what? Fuck it. We got to get out of here. We gotta figure this out. Oh, I loved it. I loved it so much. I don't think that Victor wanted to jump from the roof. I think that he was up there remembering events of the past before the first massacre happened. Like, that's how Victor remembers things that took place because all of this is starting to become all too familiar to him. So I think he was up there remembering the man that he knew that jumped, and just thinking about the information he gave his dad and how that had an ill effect on him. I think Victor was just having a lot of big feelings, and he went up there to feel those feelings. I don't think he was going to hurt himself. The scene with Victor and Ethan, I loved so much because it was so big brother, little brother coded. And in some strange way, if you think about it, Ethan and Victor are kind of brothers, kindred brothers in a way. They are. And that scene just gave big brother, little brother in every way possible. And I loved it so much. I've always loved Ethan and Victor's relationship. And I've always loved that they were kind of one and the same in kind of a way. And now that we have the knowledge that they're kind of low-key brothers, I loved it. It was such a cute scene. I need somebody to hurry up and figure Sophia out. I'm sick of Sophia walking around there causing all this ruckus quietly behind the scenes, and nobody peeps it. Nobody knows. It's too much going on for them to even be thinking about or focusing on Sophia. Like, I feel like if it wasn't so much going on, they would have been sussed her out. But because there's so much happening, nobody is even remembering that this girl came into town. And what we're also forgetting is it's only been a few days. It's only been like 2 days since Sophia came into town. Okay? And before that, like, they were already going through so much. So nobody's paying attention to this girl, and she's quietly causing all of this ruckus. Okay? I think when she put her blood in the glass that Henry drank, it said something about the nightmares, like maybe we just living in a nightmare, all of this may not be real. It brought me back to Abby. And now I was thinking, maybe Abby didn't go on that shooting spree of her own free will. Maybe it was the man named Yellow fucking with sis. I don't know, but it definitely mirrored. Okay, and Henry's character, I believe, is flying under the radar as somebody that's on a steady downfall. He's on a crash out, similar to Abby's, I believe. We're gonna see. Now, we've been tap dancing around the idea of the residents' nightmares becoming a part of the forest for like 2 seasons now. This isn't new information, but now it's starting to feel more like a stone cold fact, especially after what they experienced at the settlement. Now, again, y'all know that I don't fuck with the settlement. I don't think it's a safe place at all. But after this episode, I'm starting to think that maybe that's just where that nightmare manifested. I still don't bang with the settlement. I mean, I know that's where the food is, but I feel like the settlement is still another, I don't know. I feel like the settlement is not part of the town. I mean, I know it is, but it's far away, and the monsters are not there. I just feel like there's more to the story when it comes to the settlement. But as far as the dolls are concerned, I do think that those were just the manifestation of that man's nightmares. And that knowledge being what finally made Donna's body react to the trauma that she's been going through. Because listen, we've been saying all season long that the writing was on the wall for Donna to die. We were like, Donna, the foreshadowing is loud. Okay. Also, we have to remember that Donna has also been very in denial about what's been going on. She's been sweeping it under the rug. She's been thinking, as long as we make it day by day, as long as we make it day by day. She's been trying to be so optimistic about the situation that it was to her deficit. And her body finally reacted once she realized, oh, now we got to worry about people's nightmares really coming to kill us, because she came face to face with it. It was too much for her body to handle, and it clocked out. Storytelling. Okay? Storytelling. Because y'all been saying so long, even had me convinced that my girl was an op. No, my girl was just realistic, and she wasn't allowing herself to fully immerse in what was really going on. You're living in a nightmare. She was trying to make the best of a fucked up situation, and it ended up backfiring. Her body finally had enough when it came to the realization of what was really going on. Ethan really broke my heart when he went in there to talk to Donna. And y'all, let's talk about that for a second, because y'all know I'm a Donna stan. Okay, so this review gonna be a little bit longer than I intended to because I gotta talk about something else. Okay, so before we get into the Donna of it all season long, I have been seeing spoilers of future episodes posted on Facebook. It's only been Facebook where I've been seeing this in like Facebook groups and stuff. And you know you don't have to be subscribed to any of these groups for them to pop up on your timeline. The way social media is nowadays, that just shows you everything whether you follow the person or not. So I've been seeing spoilers all season long of the show, not knowing if what I was seeing was accurate because, you know, with AI and everything. But then the episodes aired and I'm like, oh, I saw this. The first one was when Julie Story walked to the first massacre. I saw that before that episode aired. It was a screenshot of Julie in that timeline or whatever. Then the second one was Jade's revelation of all of his past lives. It was a screenshot of that. And then the caption was Jade and all of his past lives. So just spoiling the episodes. Last week, maybe Monday or Tuesday, I saw a screenshot of the shot of Donna in the bed and Boyd standing over her when he went in there to be with her before she woke up. It pissed me off. It pissed me off so bad because, one, I'm 90% positive that the person posting these screenshots has screeners. Screener privileges. Getting screeners is a privilege. And that's what you choose to do with them? Spoil the show for everybody else? It irks my soul. And I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole other topic for another video. But so I knew that something was going to happen to Donna before the episode even aired. So I was pissed off because I love the experience of watching shows. I watch TV and make these videos because I'm a fan. I'm a fan content creator who makes videos for the fans. I want to experience this with y'all. I'm not, and that experience being ruined for me, even though I didn't know exactly what was going to happen because it was just her laying in the bed, I knew that something was going to happen to her and it pissed me off. I was so mad and I was literally in a funk about the show because I love this show so much that it put me in a bad mood about the show. I'm over it now, thank God, but I knew something was going to happen to her, so it kind of ruined the whole thing for me. But anyway, back to what I was saying, okay? The Donna of it all. When she fell out of a heart attack, I was so pissed off because I was like, this is how y'all take my girl? Everything we've been through, everything that live in the forest, all the demonic nightmare shit that can happen to my girl, and y'all take her out from a heart attack. The saxophones, y'all. I was so angry. I was so mad, okay? But when Ethan went in there and talked to her and was like, I love you, Donna, it touched my heart. It broke me open because Donna has really been an anchor for that fucking ass Matthews family ever since they got to town. And Ethan has been through so much as a child, and he was very mature in that moment. Like, let me see her before she died. Like, he wasn't being a child in that moment, in my opinion. He was being a family member. And after losing his dad and not having that opportunity to say goodbye, it meant a lot to me. And I know it probably meant a lot to Donna. Another major thing I want to talk about from this episode was another thing that I see people complaining about or glazing over. The fact that this episode was very heavily... The fact that this episode I can't fucking talk. The fact that this episode very heavily featured our characters bonding and kind of getting closer and sticking together and being there for each other. Now, do y'all not remember the man in yellow said in episode 1, this is my favorite part because it's where they start to tear each other apart. Meaning that this is the part in the cycle where the residents start to blame each other and maybe hurt each other, kill each other. This is where they turn on each other and where they can't trust each other and where it gets crazy. Having all of the residents bonding now, everybody's sitting outside of Donna's room on pins and needles waiting to see if she's okay. Sarah and Julie having their little bonding moments. Even Sophia and Henry, if you want to look at it that way. But then Randall volunteering to help Bacta. Randall kind of making jokes to make Elgin kind of feel okay about what's going on with himself. Everybody is coming together, and I think that this situation is going to bring them closer, and that might be something different than what Sophia is used to, the man in yellow, whatever, with the residents in these cycles, because I feel like them coming together could go one or two ways. either it fucks the cycle up because they're not at each other's necks like they're supposed to, or something's going to happen that changes the dynamic of what's going on, and then they'll all be at each other's throats. But I think that it was a very significant scene, and it is going to be my significant scene of the week, okay? Because I feel like that's very important. Seeing everybody come together with the knowledge that we have of the Man in Yellow saying, this is the part where they all tear each other apart. And baby, Boyd, like I said in the beginning of this video, him almost losing Donna is what made him like, you know what? I got to figure this out. When he went down in that basement and he took that sledgehammer to that brick wall, and he gonna find some answers. They need a plan, because who child is Tom? I think it might be kind of up and stuck from here on out. I think things is about to get real sticky, icky. Okay? All because Jay got high. Because he got high. Because he got high. Because he got high. Da, 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 da. But yeah, y'all, that's what I got for this episode. I think Henry about to go full Abby on everybody. And can y'all just imagine, for the past 40 years, Henry probably been drowning his sorrows in liquor for 40 years. Because that's his go-to every time something get a little rough in Frontville. So he probably been doing that for 40 years by himself. Just drinking the sauce. So yeah, y'all, tap into the comments. Let me know what you think about the episode. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the future. Yeah, because like I've been saying for weeks, the impending doom is upon us. My girl Donna survived, and I still don't know how to feel about it. The saxophones. I'm gonna call y'all back.